I am delighted to welcome our next speaker, a leader who is on the front lines of the struggle for voting rights, talking day in and day out with voters in the great state of Georgia, the VoteRiders Georgia State Director, the Reverend Dr. Monica Spencer. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I am Monica Spencer, the Georgia State Director for VoteRiders, a nonpartisan, nonprofit, pro-voter organization with a simple but powerful mission, and that's to eliminate ID barriers to the ballot box. Our democracy is worth fighting for, and VoteRiders works to restore and strengthen it. And we do this by educating voters about confusing voter ID laws and assisting them with obtaining state IDs and underlying documents that help improve their lives. Our work addresses the barriers to voting created by voter ID and proof of citizenship laws. As an ordained minister, I am called to this work of justice. I am called to this work of faith. Every day I work with Georgia citizens who have been disenfranchised from the electoral process. And I'm here today to share with you some stories about how everyday people like you and I, are impacted by voter ID laws like the Save America Act. I work in rural Georgia where I assisted Mr. Stephen in getting a birth record. Born at home by a midwife, he did not have a birth certificate and was unable to get an ID to vote. I feel the level of frustration that Miss Tina felt when she relocated to Georgia and she sought to get a Georgia ID and literally made 5 trips to the driver's services before she called us to help her navigate the process. And after helping her to get her out-of-state birth certificate, her marriage certificate, only then, and a motor vehicle record, she was registered and she voted. A few months ago, VoteRiders assisted Mr. Ronnie with getting transportation to the driver services location over 100 miles away. In his rural community, access to ride shares and public transportation are not options. The fact of the matter is that a citizen's humanity is encased in a plastic state ID card or a paper document. And without it, individuals are devalued, they're discriminated against. And in the case of the Save America Act and other voter ID laws, would be prevented from voting. As I close, you will hear about the Save America Act, you will hear the statistics, you will hear the politics around it, but please hear this. Hear their names, Stephen and Keisha, Tony, Ronnie, and Sarah. Hear their stories of discrimination, stories of challenge, and stories of confusion. And then remember, if we are truly a country where every eligible citizen has the right to vote, the goal of advocates and our lawmakers should not be to suppress citizens' votes or their access to the ballot, but to support them. That is who America is. That is what America does. That is who we are. For we are people of faith and we are people of non-faith, but we are a people who care. And that is who we are. Thank you.
All right.